Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you will be watching us from and wherever part of the world you'll be watching us from. My name is Medina at Oyedele. I'm a bilingual educator, podcaster. I'm an author, I'm a coach, and I'm a polyglot. I mean, I'm a polyglot, I'm a polymath. I'm just a shade of every beauty. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is day two of the highly sought after educator. Yesterday was massive. The day one was very, very massive. We had three sections, three speakers, three powerful, insightful time. And so today we'll be having another three section. No, today we'll be having two. We will have the third speaker sending in his content later on. We had behind the scene unavoidable incident that will not allow him to be available, but be rest assured that you will definitely get the value that he has to offer this time around, not live but in a very good format. Today I'm here because I want to introduce what the academy is about and what we do. The academy is a Teachers Reform Academy, and in the academy, we help educators, not only teachers, anybody that is in the knowledge based entrepreneurship, to actually become visible and make impact. Of course, why not make money while you make impact? So that is what we do at the academy. And one of our core program is to organize an annual conference, which is the highly sought after educator, bringing in different educators from different perspective of life to actually talk to us and enlighten us on how to become highly sought after as educators. So we had a day one yesterday, and this edition is the fourth edition. We had day one yesterday, and then today we're going to be having the other section. And so you will be impacted. I can assure you that. Like I will always say, I became very visible, impactful, and profitable when I became intentional about building my brand online as a French language expert. So that was in 2020. Prior to that, I've been online, I've been an on-air personality, I've been doing some massive stuff, but not really leveraging the online space. And so when I became intentional in 2020, I began to see the results. Wanting to replicate this result that I have in the lives of other educators is what has birthed the academy. And so this conference is one of those ways that we actually use to help you also build impact, make, and also achieve results. So today, be seeing my face in and out. But basically, today, the admin of the academy, uh, Esther Adeoje, will be taking over while I just go behind the scene. But do well to connect with me across the social media platforms. My name is Medina at Oyedele. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, okay, on X. Is it X? Not on X, across all your social media platform, and of course you're watching me live here on YouTube. So this is it, and till I come again in another, I'm tempted to say in another episode. You know when you're a podcaster and all you do is to talk for money. It's like you have crammed some things in your mind. But hey, till I come again in another episode, I will be handing over the mic to Esther Georgia to take over and introduce our guest. So Esther, over to you now. Good morning. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I was mute.
All
Okay,
right.
so thank
Good
you so much
morning.
for good morning, Ma. Thank you for having me on this it's
You
not a show,
are
on
well.
this conference today.
Looking like a
Thank you
show.
so much. Okay, so to everyone listening to us, watching us live, and those that will still watch, you're welcome to Highly Sought After Educators Conference. Thank you so much for joining us on day one. This is day two. And trust me, day one was superb. Let me just put it out. It was exceptional. I can tell you that. If you're not here, yesterday, I say that please watch the replay. You can just go down and watch the replay. So today we just get it rolling immediately, and we have a special speaker in our midst. So just today be expectant. It's more like yesterday was just a preamble. Today's program, today's conference is going to be exceptional. Excuse me, especially for you as an educator. And what I mean by educator is not just people in the four walls of the classroom, even people that into the education line and so on. So please welcome with me Miss Oluwatoyosi. Okay, but before she comes up, I'm just going to read a brief biography of her. She has a very long biography, but when you see people with capacity, yeah. But I'm just going to summarize it. Just go with me. So this is Toyosi, Oluwatoyosi. Okay, she's a Christian and a passionate educator. She run an online school, Toysy and Friends, teaching languages like French, English, Yoruba, and Spanish. Wow. And offering translation services. She's also the founder of Phenomena Teenagers, a platform that supports and empowers teens through monthly events and a podcast on Spotify. So if you have teenagers, you should know that she's the right person to go to. She has written a book for teens, and she's also a public speaker. She's eager to take on more engagements. Additionally, um, she teach writing and intern at a media organization and a blockchain institute. So she was an intern at the media organization and a blockchain institute. She's dedicated to making a positive impact, and she's actually concerned about the growth of educators, teenagers, and young adults. So as I bring up Miss Oluwatoya Sioke, please with should I say standing ovation or a round of applause, welcome with me Oluwatoyasi. Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. You're welcome to today's conference, and you have the floor, ma'am.
Hi, good everyone. It's so great to be here.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we can hear
It's
you. Welcome.
yeah, thank you. It's so great to be here. And I want to use
Yeah,
this opportunity to appreciate the convener of this program, Miss Medina Toyes Dele. Thank you so much for this privilege, and thank you for bringing up this program or conference to educate the teachers. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah,
you're
I'm
welcome.
so excited to be here today. So can I start?
Yes, you can. We're excited to have you
Okay,
around.
okay. So thank you. So I'll be sharing about personal development for highly sought after educator. So I will be sharing my screen. So I'm sharing my screen right now. Okay, please can you see my screen?
Not yet, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great, great. So I was speaking on cultivating personal development for highly sought after professionals. So now I have these words to say to teachers like a quote. The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, and the superior teacher demonstrates. The great teacher inspires. So I want to say to teachers out there that a great teacher should inspire all the time. A great teacher should inspire all the time. So I'll be talking on what is personal development, then the importance of personal development, why personal development is crucial, then the strategies for personal development, then how to create a personal development plan, and finally, overcoming challenges as an educator. So now, what is personal development? Um, a lot of people don't really understand the concept of personal development. Like they feel like when they are employed in an organization, all they have to do is just to maybe satisfy the employer, then the student they are teaching. They don't do anything personal to educate or to improve themselves. So it is very, very important as an educator to to know what personal development is, and it is the process of improving yourself through various activities that can develop your talent, your skills. It can improve you, enhance the quality of your life. And from my personal encounter with some teachers, I observed that, let's say, out of 100%, like 80% of teachers don't do personal development. They don't, maybe they don't understand personal development, but most of the time they don't go for personal development. Now, what is the importance of personal development as an educator? When you have the strategy, or when you know the importance of personal development as an educator, it will place you high up there. It makes you unique among your peers, among your colleagues. Even as a teacher, the students identify, or they can know when a teacher is exceptionally brilliant, and that when a teacher is really working on themselves, students can really, really identify on that. So I will encourage that educators should be able to note the importance of personal development in their daily activities. Now, I put here that personal development is a critical aspect of growth and success in both personal and professional life. So it's not only about, for example, maybe you are a teacher, you teach maybe French, and you feel like, okay, all I just have to do is teach my students and let them know, like, okay, I just want them to pass their exams and they come out in flying colors. It's not all about that. What are you doing to yourself to develop as a French teacher? As a French teacher, have you visited some French speaking countries? Have you read books? Have you watched films? Have you watched movies? Have you gone on an excursion, or like personal language immersion program for yourself? Have you done all of those things? So those are personal development. It's different from your professional development. Then I said that it involves a continuous process of self-improvement. It's not something you will just do today. Oh, I've done this today, then tomorrow I'm not going to do anything. No, it's something you do repeatedly, consistently. And also, these skills includes knowledge, education, emotional intelligence, your well-being, and everything concerning your life. So now, this personal development, if you can build on this personal development daily, it will help you in enhancing your skills as a teacher. It helps you to enhance your skills. It also helps you to adapt. For example, you find yourself in an organization, or maybe in another country. You should be able to adapt. If you don't have a personal development strategy, or you're not working on your personal development, you might not actually be able to adapt. It will be really difficult to adapt. And I would say again, like, another importance of personal development is, like, it makes you so flexible as an educator. As an educator, you should be flexible. You shouldn't be rigid. You should be able to learn, relearn, and unlearn. So That's one of the importance of personal development. Then another thing is that having this consistent way of developing yourself helps you to build clarity of purpose. You'll be able to identify your purpose. For example, I'm going to use myself as an example. Like when I was a teacher, like I used to be a French teacher, like physical class, where I teach. I really did not know my purpose, my identity. Like I was just like, okay, I just want my students to pass their exam. But when I started working on my personal development, I was able to know more things that I could do for the students, more things to make French language very, very interesting for them. And I can tell you, I remember when I started teaching French, when I taught in Bethel American International School then. And I remember then, like when I got to the school, students, they hated French so much. They don't like French. They said the former French teacher they had was wicked or something, like they are always failing or something. So there was this particular student that she knew like she needed this French language. So I was like, you can do well in this French. I know you are very brilliant. I have to encourage her. And guys, do you know that this girl wrote a WAEC and she had A1? I was so surprised, like, wow, you see, you can do it. But if I had not encouraged her through my own personal development, creating ways for them to make French language very interesting to them, maybe she might not have passed. So at the end of the session, I was able to gain more students coming to learn French in my class. It was, in fact, I remember that we had you either choose Yoruba or French. A lot of students were not coming to my to learn French. Like it was so like you can come to Mr. Yossi, you can come to Mr. Yossi, like you will know French, you understand, and you will pass. So, and that can only come from my own personal development activities, what I've been able to do, the skills I've been able to acquire to help the students to learn French. Then also another important thing that you can do, as an educator to help your personal development is that you should do something that makes you happy, that makes you fulfilled. So, and I think this can only be done when you develop your personal development, like when you work on yourself, work on your skills, the activities that that will help students, even the school, not only or necessarily the subjects that you teach. I remember the speaker that was speaking yesterday said, like, as an educator, you shouldn't just know like one thing, like, okay, yeah, an English teacher or a French teacher, so all you should know is just English and French. No, you should be able to learn, to be vast, to be international, to have a global mindset. That's another thing that I want to talk about again as one of the importance of personal development. Teachers need to have a growth mindset. I think I've observed this, that a lot of teachers, they don't have growth mindsets. They are rigid, they are stuck. So I think teachers should work more on their personal development. Then the next thing is, why is personal development, why is it crucial as an educator? I wrote here that personal development is essential for educator because it encompasses the continuous process of improving your skills, of gaining new knowledge and enhancing your professions and everything about you, not only physically, but in all ramification of your life. Personal development is very, very crucial. um the Another reason why personal development is crucial is because it really helps you as an educator to strategize, to know, to give a differentiated kind of learning to your students. Because a teacher that doesn't read, a teacher that doesn't travel, a teacher that's just like, you don't do anything, you don't improve yourself, how are you going to impact your learners? It will be difficult. So one of the reasons why personal development is very, very, very crucial. And again, another thing is that as an educator, you have to be, how will I say it, take charge of your mental and emotional being. A lot of teachers, like, we overwork ourselves and all of that. It is very, very important. I remember a particular time, like, someone was talking to me, like, she said she was tired and she couldn't do something. She had to take permission, like, okay, I'm sorry, I'll not be able to come. When you are in a place and the place is not supporting your personal development as an educator, I think you need to check that, because your personal development is very, very crucial. um and one thing I've noticed again is that when you are in an organization or an institution, and the owner of the organization notice that you take your personal development seriously, they won't sack you anyhow. That's just what I've noticed. They won't sack you anyhow. They won't say you should go, because they know you have value, because they know you always add value to yourself. So they won't allow you to go. They won't allow you to go. So as educators, please and please, let's cultivate an habit of developing ourselves. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. So now I want to talk about the strategies for personal development. What are the strategies that you can use as an educator to work on your personal development? The first thing is setting goals. Setting goals. Make sure you set goals that you can achieve. I think all teachers should read this book, The Atomic Habits. It was really a great read for me. So I need you guys to read that book, Setting Goals. It is very, very important to set goals. For example, if I want to do something a day, if I don't write it down, I forget them. Like, very easy. So as an educator, make sure you set goals. You want to prepare your lesson notes, you want to do this, make sure you set goals. You want to learn something, set goals, because it's very, very important. You'll be able to differentiate between your short-term goals and long-term goals. But if you don't set goals, how will you be able to know when to set both long or short-term goals? Then another thing I will talk about is mentorship and networking. Like I said earlier, you don't necessarily have to, like, oh, go and meet somebody. Hi, hello, ma, I love what you do online, da 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 da, I want you to be my mentor. You don't have to. You can follow them on their social media page. Follow them on their social media page, see what they do, network. If they post anything, give response, meaningful response. Talk to, I mean, make important conversation on what they do. Don't just go to them and say, I want you to be my mentor. Then again, give value. You want somebody to be your mentor, what value are you giving? You don't want to pay for class. I remember someone reaching out to me. She wanted to learn about podcasts and all of that, but she doesn't want to pay money, and she's a teacher. Can you imagine? She doesn't want to pay money, but because when you want value, you need to give value. To get value, you have to give value. Like, you cannot just say you want something from someone and you just want to collect it without giving value. No, it's not done that way. So, and I've noticed that with teachers a lot of time. I remember I was talking with someone. Okay, I do post on my status, like, okay, online teaching, like, these are the things teachers or educators should know, like all these online tools to help you teach online. This teacher do not know how to use Zoom. I was surprised. She cannot operate Zoom. And she's a 21st century teacher. I was like, really? Like, are there people that they can't even operate Zoom? And you call yourself a 21st century teacher? I don't think it should be done. So as a teacher, you need to work on yourself. And you can do this through mentorship or networking or enhancing your skills. If you don't know something, there's Google. Go on Google or YouTube. There are lots of lessons, a lot of things to learn. So the next is utilizing technology. As an educator, we should learn to utilize on technology. I've discussed about that. We have a lot of tools online. We have Zoom, we have Google Meet, we have Google Classroom, we have a lot. We have one like Mirror, where you can do an interactive class with your students. A lot of things are online there that you can utilize as a 21st century teacher or an educator. But if you are not keen on personal development, I don't I like it might be difficult for you to leverage on utilizing technology. And using technology can innovate your teaching method. I remember when I was teaching then, to really make some students to understand, especially when it comes to doing differentiated learning. There are some students like they learn only by watching. When they watch, they grab everything, and there are some is only by writing. So if you cannot operate all these things, how are you going to be a great 21st century educator? Then the next thing is reading and research. Teachers, we don't read, like we don't read, and we need to read. As an educator, you need to read. You have to be a reader and a researcher, because the learners that we are breeding nowadays, they are very, very vast. So you have to be very, very vast as well, and be very, very intelligent. And how can you do this? You can only do this by reading. So if you don't have a reading culture as a teacher, how will you transfer the knowledge into your students? So I employed us as educators that we should cultivate the habits of reading. It's very, very important. So, how can you create a personal development plan for yourself? First of all, by doing a self assessment. Check out yourself. What are the things that you feel you can do? For example, I think I was able to identify myself by doing self assessments, and that happened to me during COVID-19. During COVID-19, when there was like everybody had to stay home and all of that, and I was like, what else can I do with my life? Like I tried to like, what else can I do apart from teaching French? Tell yourself, what else can you do? And after doing that, I was able to identify my strengths. I was able to identify a lot of things that I could do, and it's really made sense. And I remember, like I was telling my my proprietor then, like, oh, this is what it was like. Wow, I'm very proud of you. I was able to learn. I was able to do various courses on different, not even about teaching this time around or about French, but different things. So self-assessment is very, very important in creating a personal development as an educator. Then the next is you have to do SMART goals. And what is SMART goals? Are setting specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant and time bonds goal. You're not going to set a goal like you don't even know when you're going to end it. No, you can't do that. So when you are setting a goal, make sure, okay, today every 2 hours I want to read a book, and by the end of the month I should finish the book. So that is why I mentioned that every teacher should read the Atomic Habits. Like it's a very, very great book. You need to read that. Then the next is do review of yourself. If you can't do a personal review, you can ask your colleagues. You can ask if you have a personal mentor that you can ask your mentor, okay, this is it, and you review your progress together, the plans, the adjustment that you need to do, and you'll be good to go. um so another thing that I would like to share with teachers is that we need to build ourselves. We need not to have a rigid mindset. We need to have a growth mindset. Be open. Be open to learning. Be open to learning. If you see someone doing something and you need to pay the person, please pay the person. Don't say, oh, it's too expensive, I can't pay for that course. How much? Kinonko, like Yoruba, like what are they teaching? What is there? Shebi is no. Don't let us be like that. Let us learn. When you see somebody doing something and you like what they are doing, don't try to take want to take everything that they are teaching off without paying them. No, pay people to get value, pay people to get knowledge, pay people to develop yourself. Go for conferences, not and also have friends, not only friends that are teachers. Have a friend that is a banker, a lawyer. Don't just limit yourself to teaching. Be like, have a broad mind. So that is what I have for teachers or educators today. And I have some resource page that you can go to as a teacher. If you go on Coursera, there are countless of courses for you as an educator to learn. That offers a wide range of courses in education, pedagogy, and subject specific topics. They are there. edX, they are there. They provide courses from top universities. If you want to rate yourself internationally, go there. You will see courses from top universities on various educational subjects and teaching methodologies. Then Khan Academy. I know Khan Academy very well. They have a lot of resources on Khan Academy. You can go there. It can help you as a teacher and also to help your students. Also, we have Udemy and a lot of them. Just go online, join Facebook groups about teachers to develop and help yourself. So I don't know if there's any questions. So this is where I'll be ending my section today. I hope you've gained value. So thank you for having me.
Okay, wow. That was value packed. Thank you so much, Miss Toyosi, for that wonderful session. We really
You're
enjoy it.
welcome.
I love the simplicity. I love the fact that you didn't come with so much grammar, because I know educators, they like, especially the French educators. Apologies to Coach Medina. They like grammar, grammar, grammar so much. So that was very, very great. We enjoyed your personally I enjoyed your session, and Coach Medina is saying, "Look, yeah, I enjoyed your session. I love the simplicity. I love the fact that you make everybody to relate well with that, and that's I must commend you for that. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, for now we don't actually have questions, but I know with time when people start watching again, they will have questions, so we can get them across to you. But I think I have a few questions for you, if you don't mind.
Okay, no
So
problem.
I might be speaking on behalf of other people that are not ready to ask the
Okay.
questions. So let me speak on their behalf. Yeah, she's saying that. Coach Medina is saying thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you, Coach
so
Medina. Okay.
okay, so I would love to ask you, ma'am, like how long have you been an educator? Then another question I also ask is that this educator of a thing, if you ask anybody, they'll be like, oh, educators are just teachers. So how through is that? Is it that educators are just teachers, like they are in the four wall corners of the classroom, or it's beyond that? So answer those two questions first. Then if you have any other one, you can answer. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for those questions. So actually, I've been an educator, let me say, teacher, since maybe more than 10 years. Yeah. So since 2008, as in since 2008, I've been teaching. Okay, so I can say that being an educator doesn't only include the four walls of the classroom. No, an educator can be a leader, an educator can be a communicator, an educator can be anything. That was the reason why I mentioned that as an educator, you should not just limit yourself to the four walls of the classroom. So I wouldn't say an educator is only a teacher and nothing more. No. An educator can be anything. You can be a leader, you can be a communicator, you can be an interpreter, you can be anything. Once you are ready to impact, to transfer knowledge from yourself to someone, then you are an educator. So I hope that answers the questions.
Yes, that answers the question. Thank you so much, ma. Okay, so you've established the fact that educators are not just people in a classroom. They are even
Mm-hmm.
as a pastor, as you're teaching the word of God, you're also an educator. You're educating
Exactly.
us with the
That
word of God.
yes.
Yeah. So even
Exactly.
as a coach in any field, you are also an educator. Wow. That's very
Yes.
profound, and I really take note of that. So another question, if you don't mind, I would love to ask you, ma'am, is that being an educator right now, are
Okay.
you still in the four corner of the classroom or you've expanded? That's one. Then, secondly, if you are in the four corners of the classroom, are you sure? Because while growing up, my dad is a retired teacher. So I
Wow.
grew up, in fact, I think he
Okay.
retired as a headmaster. So I grew up in a teacher's home. So you know how that's
I know,
and
right? I know.
at one point, my
Okay.
mom too was a teacher before she switched and all of that. So let me
Okay.
say I grew up in a teacher's family. And I know the
Mm-hmm.
discipline, you know now, teachers'
I
children,
know. I
they,
know. I
they
know. I understand.
so they ought to behave well. That's the assumption. You just have to get
That's
it
it.
right. You
That's
must
it.
not be the
Yeah.
last. You must always be the first or the second or the third.
Really? That's it.
So that's the
That's
assumption
it.
for teachers' children. So now my question to you is that, and then
Mm-hmm.
excuse me if I forget that. The point I really want to drive out from there is that then they used to feel that teachers are not being well paid. I didn't grow up like while growing up under my parents. Yes, my father was doing well. Why? Because he was able to, add so many things. He's a very multi-talented person. So my daddy wasn't
Mm.
just depending on teaching. No, he wasn't.
Mm.
He's so yes, he's so talented that he was doing farming. In fact, he's really a great farmer. I can tell you that. My
Mm.
father wasn't just a farmer. No, he was into animal production and all of that. Crop
Wow.
production
Wow.
and all of that. So it was a very huge one, and I'm sure it
Wow.
wasn't his teaching salary that really took care of us then. So because of the
No, no,
other
no.
things, yeah, other things he was doing, and that was really what helped him. So I think I learned that part from my father. But one thing I noticed while growing up is that, so for me, I won't say yes, that was my notion, but it was what we heard. So what I heard was that
Mm.
teachers are not well paid. So growing up, nobody wants to
Mm.
become a teacher. There is no student or
Mm.
no child that the parent is a teacher or the parents are teachers that will say, I want
Mm.
to be like my father. I want to be a teacher. No. So
You're
I
right.
want you to shed more light. Is it still the same way? So now my question is that being a teacher in the classroom, can you make that money that can make you measure up? Now I'm not saying you should compare yourself with other
Mm-hmm.
professions, but what I'm saying is as a classroom teacher, just in the classroom, is it possible to make that money that will make you live a comfortable life? Don't let me say well dinner, a comfortable like other people in other professions. That's the question. Because while growing up, the notion is teachers. In fact, my dad told us they were paying them one kobo or something like that. Because my
Okay.
yes, my dad retired as far as 2014. So you can tell like it's been
Wow.
yeah. So
Wow.
then the money wasn't valuable. But even up till now, you can imagine how much they are getting, minimum wage. So are you saying
Mm.
if I'm a teacher, I want to go into teaching right now, and I'm inside a classroom, are you saying that the money I'm being paid is enough to make me level up or to make me live a life that other professionals are also living? That's the question.
Okay, thank you for that question. Okay, so the first question you asked was like, okay, am I still in like a classroom? Am I still teaching? So I no longer teach in a classroom like a classroom teacher, but I still teach, but not in the class. I don't teach in the class anymore. So your second question, because actually that was why I left the physical classroom, because I feel like I have
Wow.
much that I can do. Like I can do more. as an educator. I can do more, I can learn more, I can impact more people, not only in the confines of the classroom. So, and I know that staying in the confines of classroom will actually limit me. I still have passion for teaching, and I'm not saying I'm not teaching, but I'm not going to limit myself at the confines of the classroom. So that was why I moved out of the classroom, so that I'll be able to reach out to people. So I think what teachers can do is just to be valuable. Like you said, like, you don't have to just do one thing as a teacher. Like Coach Medina's now, she's not only teaching, there are other things that you can do as an educator. Check your purpose. Apart from teaching, what other things can you do? And your purpose are always related to one another. For example, for myself now, I teach. Apart from teaching, I love creating videos. I
Wow.
love creating videos so much, like creating videos, editing videos. And it's
Wow.
part of what I learned while teaching. Like, let me just create a video. And students are always loving my videos. So that's one thing. That's another value that brings in money for me. Then what else? As a teacher, if you know how to write very well, do research as a teacher, because it's related to teaching, or as an educator. It's another thing that can bring money. So it's not actually taking you out of being an educator, like, oh, I'm not an educator or something. Do you understand? Like, so that's just what I think. Teachers should place more value on themselves. They should not limit themselves within the confines of the classroom. They shouldn't. For example, if you want to, this is the kind of life that you want. For example, I remember that I had a colleague, and she said that she wants to be a teacher all her life, and she wants to teach children all her life. I said, okay, it's fine. She said that's her purpose. And what did she do? She kept on improving herself. Most of the time, the issue with teachers is improve ourselves. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello?
We can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. Most of the issues with teachers is that they don't improve themselves, they don't do personal development. What course, if you want a better life for yourself, what international course have you taken? What skills have you added to bring in more money? Have you
Mm.
written any books? Have you identified a problem in your class that you notice that nobody has addressed? Have you written anything to address that situation and that can bring you money? For example, I remember during COVID, I shared with you, like, during COVID, I was like, what else can bring in money for me? I know I'm a teacher, but money is no longer coming. What else can I do? Then I wrote my first book. I went online. I searched how to do an ebook in French, and I did the ebook. I sold the ebook. In fact, I still sell the ebook till now, and I got money from it. In fact, my boss has to call me like, Toyosi, how much have you made from your ebooks? Parents that on a normal day they don't talk to me, they started sending money to my account. Like, I was not like, oh, what special, what special teacher. I was even telling a parent like, oh, like, it's nothing. She was like, no, it's not small thing. I said it's just few pages. She was like, no, it's not few pages. Oh, you've done a great thing. You don't know what you've done. So that's just it. Like, if teacher can improve themselves, that thing, that money you want to have, you will have it. But if you are not improving yourself, for example, now we know there is this challenge of autism. What are you doing to it as an educator? Do you know how much they pay an instructor? Do you know how much they pay an instructor for a child that is autistic? So, like, I just feel like, as an educator, if you can improve yourself very well, add much value, go for certifications, conferences, you will be a top notch, and you'll be highly sought after. So I think that, so I don't believe in, like, oh, teachers reward is in heaven, or maybe a teacher is I've seen teachers using cars. I've seen teachers using cars. Have you seen teachers doing so well? So well, very well. They are traveling out, taking courses. I've been in, like, okay, I think I went for Corona teachers conference. If you see teachers or educators over there, like, you will even want to be educator. So I don't believe in that, like, oh, maybe they don't do well or something. One thing I just want to hammer on is that teachers should develop themselves to be an highly sought after educator. I hope I'm able to
Wow.
answer your question.
Yes, you were. Wow, wow, wow. That was really, really well explanatory. And I really love that. Wow. I love the fact that I said that, the popular saying is teacher's reward is in heaven. And I tell
Mm-hmm.
people that, my dear, it starts from here. In as much as
Mm-hmm.
other professions too, they reap their labor of love here. Why not teachers? And teachers are the
Exactly.
one that is actually bringing forth other professions. So I think for teachers,
Exactly.
we deserve the best. We actually deserve the best. And I love that. I've seen teachers, even from my father. Yes, I might not have so much, but I saw him as a teacher having a car and all of that. So it just shows that there's more to just being a classroom teacher. From what you've said, what you're trying to say is that being a classroom teacher is not just enough. You just have to use your creativity, you have to use your talent, you have to just use what you have to get what you want. And one thing I would love to add to that is I feel that sometimes teachers are too comfortable.
That's
They f-
it.
they are too
That's
comfortable.
it.
I, let me just tell you, I'm also an educator. Till tomorrow, I'll always be an educator. I love teaching naturally. I didn't see myself being a
Okay.
teacher, even while growing up under my parents, but I knew that I have this gift from them, from my dad especially. So it's something that comes to me naturally. So I've been teaching as far as when I was in secondary school. So
Wow.
then, after my first degree, yes, I taught 2019, 20 to 2021. I was a teacher, classroom teacher. While going in the school I was teaching, I knew that I don't belong here. Not because I'm trying to downplay
Mm.
people,
I
but
get.
I'm
Absolutely.
different. Like, even my
Mm-hmm.
dressing is totally different. Like any of my
Mm-hmm.
colleagues,
No problem.
when they see me, they be like, you this babe, kilo shele. And it's not that I have that money then. It's just about mindset.
Yeah.
Everything is mindset.
Yeah. That's
It's
it.
your mindset. So I think
Yes.
teachers, educators, they have this particular mindset. They are just too comfortable. Let me just, in as much as my salary is
Mm-hmm.
coming in, my salary is 50,000. I'm okay with it.
Mm.
Let me just have
I'm
it.
okay with
Then I
it.
will plan around this. And I'm like, what? If you are collecting 50,000 naira, then when do you plan to buy your own car? Let's even forget about you. When do you plan to
Exactly.
impact other people? Because I know teaching is about impacting. So when do you plan to do all of
Mm-hmm.
these things if your mindset is just on I'm collecting salary? While I was in school, I just spent 2 years. I told myself I'm not going to stay here for long. When I entered, yes, I was desperately in need of a job, but trust me, I didn't enter like I'm going to be there forever. I looked at the environment. I'm not trying to downplay things or something now. I knew that
I understand it perfectly. Yeah.
I knew that my mindset is just above people that are here. It's just few people. Later I got to meet Coach Medinat, which actually changed a lot of things. And she too, she's just like that because we taught in the same school then. She's not like that. Like when she comes, our energy is just totally different from people there. And that
I
was
know,
it for
right?
me. Yes,
Yeah.
she was then and still a part-time teacher then, but our attitude, our sense of humor is just totally different. And even me as a permanent teacher, as a what do you call it now? Not as a part-time now, as a permanent teacher
Yeah.
then, mine was totally different. I knew I can't stay here for so long. So I have that I don't know what it is, but I knew that this is just below what I want. And when it was exactly 2 years, I didn't have a new job. I left,
Wow.
not because I had some. Yes, I just feel teachers. There's some
I
steps you
know.
need to take. You need to come out of that
Yeah.
comfort zone of yours, and when you come out, you'll be
Exactly.
able to see, you'll be able to expand your capacity and see that there's more
Mm-hmm.
to you than your classroom.
Mm-hmm.
As at then, I
Exactly.
made that decision because of some factors, yes. So I made that decision, not that I had a new job. No. I didn't go into teaching. I didn't go back to teaching. I decided to leave. And because I have something I'm pursuing, I have that,
Mm.
you know, I have that future I have in mind, and I know where I am
Mhm.
actually cannot take me there. So when I left,
Exactly.
that was when I launched out. Okay, before I left, I already started launching out with the help of Coach Medina's. My personal development started coming. Then I went back to school actually, but a lot of things changed about me because I actually knew that that point wasn't just for me. That level. So it's about
Exactly.
mindset. It's not about
It's
you
about
having money. Yes, it's a mindset that I can do this. It's a mindset that for you
mm-hmm.
to realize that, oh, this position that I am, this level, it's not something I want to be. Yes,
Exactly.
while you stay where you are still having a future in view that these are my plans. Just like you said, you make videos, you sell,
Yeah.
you write ebooks for people, for children. You are also a teacher. You're still a teacher. So
Exactly.
if a teacher can be in a classroom and you're functioning well, you're actually doing well, tell me why you shouldn't be able to create a digital product.
Exactly.
Tell me why you shouldn't be
That's
able
it.
to write books. I don't know.
That's it.
Diction
That's
teachers,
it.
tell me why you can't create something out of
Exactly. Please tell them loudly. Let them hear.
like as a diction teacher. In fact, we have the upper hand. These are things that people we don't they don't really get people
Exactly.
in that field. French teacher, diction,
Yeah.
Yoruba teacher, Spanish.
In fact,
So tell me,
recently I see had someone reach out to me that she needed a diction teacher. Like, can I teach English or diction? I said I can't teach diction. I'm not an English teacher. I'm a French teacher.
yeah,
So they are
you
really
see,
looking for them.
exactly. They are looking for people. So that's one class you're taking. That's twice a week class. You can convert it into videos. You can convert it the
Exactly.
same way you teach in classroom. The same way people watch you. In fact, this
Exactly.
one nobody is watching you. After you've done it, that's when they watch you. So there's so many things to
Exactly.
harness. We have that gift. We have that.
Yeah.
You know, teachers are nurturers. Teachers, they are
True.
people that
True.
nurture dreams, destiny to birth something great. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are nurturers, that means we have so much. A nurturer is one that has so much on the inside, and you can
Mm.
give whatever, like that thing that other people cannot give. That's something about teacher. And teaching is a good profession that I don't really want to move out from, and I can't because you keep impacting life.
Yeah.
I left teaching like
Yeah.
classroom. I left classroom
Okay.
2020, and trust me, 2020 up to
Wow.
last week, I still saw one of my students I thought in secondary school, and she came to me,
Yeah.
Sister Esther. I was so proud. I was happy.
Yeah.
She's now in the university. I
Wow.
was proud, happy. There
Wow.
was one that already left
That's the name of
university.
a
She came
teacher.
to, yes, that's a beauty. I'm like, how old am I? I already have a graduate. So
Wow.
it's really a great time having you, Ma, and I hope that
Yeah.
other teachers who can nurse this opportunity, they can see beyond the classroom and see the great tool that they have to changing their own lives and also extending that change to other people outside and not just limited to the classroom. So thank you so much. That will be all from
You're
my hand to
welcome.
you. We really enjoy
Yeah.
your time.
Thank
I
you
really
for
enjoy your time. Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you,
I,
ma. Thank
yeah,
you, ma.
you're
All
welcome.
right, smart.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. So
All
we
right.
have Coach come on board. Hi, Coach. We can't hear you, ma.
You guys were discussing about me.
It was really a great time together with
It
Coach.
was, it was.
Yeah. Okay, so welcome, ma. Before we bring on our
Thank
last
you.
speaker for today, I hope our viewers have been enjoying yourself. Thank you so much for joining us once again. So if you join us, please just drop a comment. I'm here. I've learned something. Just write out something that was profound for you during the conversation. You can just drop it in the comment box. So before we bring up our last speaker for today, coach, you're welcome. So I just want to ask you in just 1 minute, just 1 minute. I want you to tell us what I know you're still in the classroom. That's my coach. I know you're still in the
Yeah.
classroom and you're doing other things. So what is the game changer for you being a teacher? and taking your personal development seriously. So between the time that you took your personal development serious and now, what has been the game changer? What changed? Excuse me. What changed? Thank you, ma.
No. All right. So thank you so much for everybody that is joining and those that will be catching the replay. My name is Medina Atoye Daily. I think I need to emphasize that. All right. So what changed is I became intentional about myself. There is something about being intentional about your goals. If you want to achieve something, you have to be intentional about it. Like one of my coaches would say, nobody will loud yourself for yourself. You guys, like, nobody is going to shout, nobody is going to promote you for you. You are the best person that can promote yourself. So intentionality, meeting my goals actually helped me to expand. So when I became intentional, before I became intentional, I was there. I had friends. They know that I teach French, and then people that know me as an inspirational person, and then just trickles of people knowing me here and there. I'll give you a typical example. I launched my first book in 2019, and then I just had friends, just like I said. So because I didn't know better, I just had the passion and I just wrote the book. The outcome was not what I expected. But then a year after I became intentional, that is 2020, and then I began to project myself. I began to go for courses. I began to buy books. I began to do a lot of things that increased my capacity, that increased my influence. In fact, in 3 months after I became intentional, I won my first award. In 6 months, it was as if Medina. And then when people are looking for French teacher, the next when I'm tagged, I already know that it has to do with French. So being intentional about my goal actually projects me to the world, and with a lot of shoulder pad, not in pride but in joy, that I'm now known for what I love to do. I can easily tell somebody Google my name, like the way I even say Google my name, like but like Google my name. But the first time I saw that, I was so proud of myself. I didn't know that everything I was doing online was actually leaving a digital footprint. I didn't know. I was about sending my podcast link to a coaching somebody that wanted to take one of my coaching programs, and then I asked her that, okay, so if I should Google your name right now, what will you see? And then I said, okay, for example, let's Google my name. And then I Google my name and like, whoa, is this like are we talking of the same person here? And that is the extent to which the social media, the internet, the online space can actually help you to expand when you become intentional. So me becoming intentional about my personal brand actually projected me to the world. I now teach and coach people in Nigeria, in Congo, in Canada, in UK, and places that on a norm, if I had stayed back in the comfort of my home, nobody would have known that I existed. In 2022, I won a very prestigious award for an outstanding teacher in Nigeria. I mean, that award came because I projected myself. And a lot of awards that have come in, a lot of recognitions. I now moderate events for people and I get paid. These are things that on a norm I wouldn't have been doing. I didn't even know before I became intentional. I didn't know that I could chat somebody for a clarity section. The same thing that I'm used to doing. Like I love talking. Like I love talking. I can talk, like talk. But I didn't know that there is a way I could package talking into speaking, into clarity sections, into coaching programs. And then the first time I told somebody that my clarity section is this amount, and the person paid, I'm like, whoa, okay. So 30 minutes and this we done. Oh, let's do this. And then it became so fun to do. This is something I do effortlessly. So when you become intentional about building your brand, what it will do for you, it will not only improve your capacity as a person, it will not only enlarge your territories, it will not only give you a voice, it will not only make you influential, it will also impact others. I hardly go to an event right now and there is one person Like I won't see one person that say, "Oh, Coach Medina." Like I hardly go to an event. Even sometimes at night, I'm walking, I'm like, "Oh, I know you. I heard your voice." And the voice, and see, let me talk about this. When I was in the university, when I was growing up, somebody told me that my voice was very tiny. I will forever tell this story. I will forever tell this story because this same voice that the person said, "Oh, your voice is too tiny. Don't bother talking in public." This same voice is the same voice that I'm now using to actually impact. This same voice is the same voice that you're listening to right now. This same voice is the same voice that has been refined, okay, moved from talking to speaking. So that's what being intentional will do for you. You will develop yourself, just like the speaker just said right now. You will develop yourself. So you have a raw talent, which is talking. Then for training or go for coaching or buy a book that will refine that gift, and then it will become speaking. They are two different things. So I like story. Okay, I can write. It's different when you're talking and you're writing. There are two different things. So you like
Yeah.
to tell, go for courses, buy a book, learn something, learn the better way of putting these stories together. I work with different individuals at different capacity to help them bet either a book, a podcast, a coaching program, a training. And then it's so shocking that these people have always had this thing with them. All they need to do is to come to me, an expert, and then I help them refine it. Then we package us, and the joy on their faces when like, "I wrote this." I'm like, "Yes, it's your story. It's you." So becoming intentional has actually not only impacted me, it has projected me to the world. It had not only increased my capacity, it has made me a voice in the area that I'm so passionate about, which is education. See, you can't over over develop yourself. There is nothing like that. Till this very moment, I still develop, like I develop myself almost every day. And it's not big, oh, it's not like it should be something very big. It can be as simple as you learning, how can I do a voiceover slide. It can be as simple as you going to Canva and then learning how to create simple flyers. Okay, so you are just launching out and you don't know how to start. It's as simple as you just learning to package yourself before showing up on camera. My first video was terrible. Anytime I remember that video, I'm like, "God, how did 300 and people view this video live? How?" I was looking down like this, and then the camera was like this, and there was a lot of space, and it was just a mess. But see, I had a passion. I had to show up, and I was showing up. And it's in the showing up one day, one of my coaches, coaching Yerezigwe Darlene, I cannot forget that woman. She made a massive impact in my life. See, she just said, "Medinas, you have the message, but you have to learn the business of the show. You're showing up without learning the business of the show." So most of us as teachers, we know the teaching, we have the expertise, we have the knowledge, but we are not learning the business of the show. We are not learning
Wow.
the business of teaching. There is a
Wow.
business side to everything that we do. And it is in me becoming intentional that I learned that there is a business side to everything that you do. So I've been a teacher for 30 years. Great. Kudos. Bravo. You have been a teacher for 50 years. I mean, that's amazing. We love that. But can you please tell us how you have been able to leave a legacy with that, with those years of experience into something that the generation after you will come and they will be glad they met you. All of us listen to Miles Moreau. I still listen to Miles Moreau video podcast this week. I still watch one of his videos. Yet he's gone, like physically not here with us. Every time you hear him, it's as if he's still very much here. I have coaches that I've been following across the world that I've never met them, and I might never meet them physically. But they've created courses, they've created books, they've created things that will leave a lasting impact. So as teachers, you can see I'm like practically speaking with all the veins in my in my body because I'm so passionate about this. I love when I see teachers coming up and then they are thriving. Because see, there
Mm.
was a day I was on my phone and then the sun was very high. Then I had my sunshade on and I had my hairpiece. And so one of my students was passing with her mom and she said, "That's my French teacher." You could see the look on the mom's face like, "She's a French teacher?" I'm like, "Okay, so is there a way a French teacher is supposed to look?" And she she know had this different, like she the composure changed. I had my friend that drives, and one of the parents saw her in her car and he said, "You drive?" Like, okay. So she has to drive. So it is teachers that we need to change the narrative. That's why people like us have refused to be quiet about this particular thing. We have decided that as much as a doctor will boldly tell you that I have 20 years of practicing experience, as a teacher, you should be able to look at any employer. Yes, I said that. You should be not in an arrogant way, but you should be able to project yourself and say, "I have 20 years of hands-on classroom experience." And then when they employ you, you are not performing below standard. I can't
Wow.
remember when last time I applied for a job. I can't remember. I can't. All my
Wow.
jobs are doing referrals, and that's because everybody wants to be associated with something and somebody that is valuable.
Wow. 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 That's from the coach herself. Wow, that was very, very impactful and inspiring. I really love that. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that you are the teacher. What should we call you? It's not just a coach. we
You're
should we
trying
should give
to
you an
you're trying to come another name.
yeah, exactly. But okay, so that was on a lighter. But thank you so much. We see the work you're doing. You've been doing a great job. To organize this
You're
kind of
welcome.
conferences is to make teachers see that beyond the classroom there is more to you. And as a
There
teacher,
is
it
more.
doesn't make you less a person. It doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy every benefit of life that you desire. So it's just about you stepping up your game and knowing what to do at the right time. Thank you so much for that session. We enjoyed it and it's so impactful. So right now, we'll
Well,
bring up our last speaker for today. Ooh. Okay, so before I bring her up, I'm just going to read a summary of our bio right now. Juliet, I'm sorry, pardon me. Before I murder the name, let me just say pardon me.
Odili Chukwu.
Oh,
Odili
thank you.
Chukwu.
Thank you. Odilichuku. Okay, Julius Odilichuku is a seasoned social media marketer with 3 years of experience, expertise in content creation, a proven
Take
track
it
record of delivering outstanding results. With a background in microbiology, she brings a unique analytic perspective to her work, crafting data driven strategies that drive conversations. She specializes in boosting brands on LinkedIn and is dedicated to helping individuals and companies build strong presence on the platform. That's the LinkedIn platform. Juliet is a devoted wife, mother, and a professional, balancing her career and family with grace and energy. So, with standing ovation and a clap, let's welcome our second speaker for today, Coach Juliet Odilichukwu. Thank you so much, Ma. You're welcome.
You're
Hi.
welcome.
Good
Welcome,
afternoon.
Hello.
everyone. You're welcome,
Good
Good
Ma.
afternoon.
afternoon.
Good
Thank
afternoon.
you
You're
very
welcome
much.
to
Can you
today's
pronounce your
conference.
surname?
Yes, did
You
we do
pronounce
My
your
it?
name.
surname so that we don't mother the
What do you say, ma'am?
Okay. Odilichukwu.
We,
Odilichukwu.
did we get it right? Oh, Dilichuku. Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us on today's conference.
Thank
Today is day two.
you.
Thank you. Really appreciate you. We invited you and you came. That means a lot to us. So thank you so much. And you have the floor. Thank you. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Okay, I will be sharing my slide. I can hear you. Can't you hear me?
Now we can hear you. We're not hearing it before. We can hear you now, ma'am.
All right. So I want to share my slide. I'm
It's fine.
coming. It's uploading, please. She's trying to. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am. We can
Can
see
you?
it, ma'am. Thank
All
you.
right, all right. So, good afternoon once again to every one of us. Depending on where you are watching from, I believe that even if they are not here present, I believe that so many people are going to watch this and they are going to be impacted. Like although I'm not educator, no, I'm educator because the other person said an educator doesn't have to be classroom stuff, So let me I'm an educator and I really love what I do. So I believe that people are going to watch this after now and they are going to be very well impacted. So my name is Odilichuku Juliet, a social media content marketer. And today I'm just going to speak on building a global brand on LinkedIn, strategies for attracting opportunities and advancing your career. All right. Um, Okay, so I don't talk about LinkedIn without sharing my story, okay? Because I can't just do that because a lot of things happened in my life after I got to know LinkedIn. All right, in 2022, I kind of ditched Facebook for LinkedIn. At the time, I was pregnant with my son, so I wasn't able to do a both at the same time. So I just had to quit LinkedIn at that time to focus on building a very solid brand on LinkedIn. So I went there on 2022 late. I think the last quarter of 2022. That was when I created my account, my profile there. Everything was abstract because it's LinkedIn and Facebook. They are two opposites. Okay, can you hear me? All right, all right. So, in that 2022, I opened my profile and started doing what I know how to do best. And after 4 months, I landed myself a huge gig that my 2, 3 years on Facebook didn't give me. So a lot of things changed. Clients started coming, retainer clients, international clients here and there. So I don't take LinkedIn for granted. A lot of things will happen to your life as an educator, as anyone at all. If you take LinkedIn seriously, if you understand how to play the game, if you understand how to play the game, if you understand how to do your content thing on LinkedIn, how to, navigate the platform as a whole. Okay, if you understand it well and you know what you're doing, what you bring to the table, you are never going to leave LinkedIn. I promise you. Seriously. LinkedIn is a very good place to be. It's a gold mine. And if you know how to mine, you will enjoy it. All right. So this is why I've made it a responsibility to speak out, both online and offline, talking about LinkedIn, how LinkedIn can change your life, how LinkedIn can do a lot of things for you, and even at your convenience. At your convenience. So let's dive into it immediately. So why LinkedIn? LinkedIn is the best B2B platform, the best B2B platform. Okay, by B2B, I mean business to business platform. You as a brand, you are a business, right? So you're not there to play. So you are going to be targeting other businesses. B2B, that's what they call it, business to business platform, because you have the opportunity to meet business. You have direct contact with decision makers in your industry. As an educator, you have unlimited opportunity to speak with top decision makers in educating niche. Okay, you can meet with people, head of studies in schools, consulting firms, and all of that. The last teacher spoke about how I think it was you that said something like teachers are too comfortable, right?
Yes, I was the one. Yeah.
Okay. Right. That is just the truth because my mom was a teacher before she died. So I understand how painful it can be for teachers that receive peanuts till today. I know of someone who still receives 10,000 naira. I'm talking about a degree holder, a degree. Seriously, it's that painful. So the fact is that they are too, that just like you said, they are too, lenient with the whole issue, because this particular person I'm talking about now is not even ready to. I've talked about LinkedIn several times. She will ask me, what do you do? I said, I'm on LinkedIn. I am a content creator. I am a marketer, content marketer, and my shop, my office is basically LinkedIn. She will ask me, I will explain things to her, and I will explain how she can make it even on that LinkedIn, but she's not ready for the topic. And it's that way for other teachers there. They're just too comfortable with their salary. They just don't want to, launch into greater things that can make their life very beautiful. Right. So LinkedIn is a platform that has that opportunity for you, give you the opportunity to speak one-on-one with top decision makers. LinkedIn can make your dream become true within few months, few weeks, if you're that lucky. So that's why I don't take LinkedIn for for granted. Can you hear me? It's looking as if I'm the only one here.
No, we
All right. All right. Okay, so let's launch in directly to what we have today, which is building a brand that attracts opportunity on LinkedIn. Now, the
can
question
hear you.
is, all right, okay, okay. The question is now is how do I build a brand that attracts opportunities on LinkedIn? How do you build a brand? It's one thing to say, okay, I want to build a brand, and it's another to, actually go and do the work. Building a brand on a platform like LinkedIn is a huge work, but it's not difficult. I mean, it's not impossible, but it can be difficult if you don't know how to navigate the platform. And it's not, the general notion people have out there about LinkedIn is that it's very difficult, it's very serious to navigate, it's not a platform that's, how do I put it? It's not, what is the language now? What's the language? I think people take
It's too
LinkedIn,
professional. It's too
it's too,
professional.
yes, it's too complicated. Exactly. That's what they say. But if you know what you're doing, you would get to love LinkedIn even more than Facebook. Particularly me as a brand, coming to Facebook, I'm coming back gradually to Facebook, but now Facebook is just going to be like a show glass for me as a brand, and a platform where I run my ads. In Meta ads are doing so well. Okay, so now LinkedIn is where I do the work. Now, how do I do the work? As for you that wants to build a brand on LinkedIn, the first thing you're going to be doing as an educator is to niche down. When it comes to LinkedIn, if you don't niche down, you are not going to get anything, because people are out there looking for people specialists that know how to solve a particular problem. So you're not going to make it faster. You're not going to hit that goal faster if you are a generalist. If you are talking about everything at the same time, nobody's going to pay much attention to what you do. So the first thing you're going to do as an educator is to niche down. You can niche down to, okay, let's say you want to brand yourself as an educator. Okay, just like Coach Medinas, she's strictly on French. Okay, you can come into LinkedIn as a teacher, as an English teacher, diction teacher. You can even come in as a teacher that takes care of toddlers. You can come in as teachers that educate primary school students on so. Okay, you can come in as mannerism educator. How to educate, help children, teach children how to behave, and all of that. So you have to niche down to hit that goal you came to LinkedIn for. So that is the number one rule. if you want to attract opportunities, if you want to get the gigs you came to LinkedIn for. The second one is to build your buyer persona. In marketing, what we call buyer persona is your ideal client, your ideal the client profile now. So how do you do that? You're going to gather your, okay, first of all, let's just run through this and then we'll go into it one after the other to avoid clashes. So the first thing I said was niching down. Second, you're going to be building your buyer persona. Thirdly, you're going to be optimizing your profile. That's very, very important. If you don't do this and you want to really get what you want on LinkedIn, you are going to take a whole lot of time. But it's going to be by the grace of God, all right? The fourth thing is to develop a content strategy. We all know that social media depend 100% on content. Okay, it depends 100% on content, so you have to push out content for you to get what you want. Now the fifth one is developing an engagement plan. Developing an engagement plan. We know that content is king is a popular statement, but a very few knows that engagement is the queen. You won't scale if you don't know how to engage on your fellow creators' posts. All right, so you have to pay attention to your engagement plan as well as your content strategy. So, am I too fast? Okay, okay, all right. Now, how do I niche down as an educator? How do I niche down to as an educator? First off, you're going to identify the problem you can solve with your skill. Like I said before, you can niche down as an English teacher for primary school students. The the higher you go into niching down, the better for you. Let me say, if as an educator you niche down as an English teacher, the person that niched down to an English teacher for primary school students will get more clients because they are more specific, and people love brands that are specific. People love to deal with specialists. They have this notion that those specialists will know what they are doing more than people that didn't niche down. Okay, so as an educator, you're not really going to come online on LinkedIn to tell us, okay, I'm a teacher and I can teach all the subjects. You have your followers, but when it comes to people that will pay you, they are just going to be very few compared to when you niche down. You're going to be getting serious candidates that will pay just about any amount to hear you speak, to hear you, but to buy your course, to just get the solution that you are offering, right? So you have to identify the problem you are solving with your skill. Number two is to find out the people who encounter such problem. Now, that is another thing about branding on LinkedIn. You have to know your target audience. As a matter of fact, it will influence every other thing you do as a brand. Your target audience will influence the kind of content you are creating on LinkedIn. Your target audience will influence even your posting days and time. Okay, take from me as a person, as a brand, my target audience are CEOs and founders. Okay, so I know when I post, I don't just post in the afternoon. I don't just post maybe around 11, 12. No, I don't do that. Why? Because CEOs they are early risers, and I have studied them. I have listened to several interviews of Dangote, of Elumelu. I've listened to a lot of interviews that they hold, and I have found out that what they do in the early hours hour in the morning, what they do is once they wake up, they say a prayer for Christians, and the next thing they are grabbing their laptop to do some, read some newsletters, grab some things from their system and all of that. So if your post happen to pop up, if my post happen to pop up at that time, it's a win for me, right? So that's why I post 7 at most. 7. Sometimes I even go as, okay, I post, let me put it this way, 6 to 7, depending on the topic I want to handle that day. So I don't just post anyhow. Once I miss that time, the next time is 6, 7, 8 in the evening, when I know that they must have retired, relaxed from office. For some of them that, prioritize health and all of that. Okay, so as an educator, once you identify your target, or your problem, you go down to finding out who you are going to be serving. Are these secondary school students? If you are going for primary school students, people you are going to be targeting are their parents, right? You're going to be targeting their parents because primary school students are not on LinkedIn. Okay, so we are going towards their parents. So you have to monitor when to post, the kind of content to post, days to post. As a parent, posting on Saturdays are not just preferable because Saturdays now, I'm a mother. Saturdays are for cleanup. Saturdays are mostly not for phones or systems, it's for the okay. So you are going to be targeting them, studying them to know when to post and when not to post. Okay, are you still there? Can anyone
Yes,
hear
ma.
me?
Yes, ma. We
Uh,
can see you, ma. We are following up, ma.
all right, all right. So down to optimizing your profile. Okay, this is a major thing you have to do to get seen, because you have to be seen to be known. You have to be known to be trusted. You have to be trusted to be loved. The KLT factor has to be there. So, and the KLT factor will only happen if you are seen. So this optimization will help you be seen by your target audience. Okay, so for you to optimize your profile on LinkedIn, you have to pay attention to your headline, pay attention to your display picture, pay attention to your LinkedIn banner, pay attention to your talks about. Talks about is always found under your headline. If you're on LinkedIn, you understand. Once you see the headline, you're going to see talks about. Okay, and they are mostly your content pillars. They are mostly your. I'm going to come to that. Then after your talks about, you're going to be seeing your about section. You're going to optimize your about section as well as your service page. Now, these are the things that recruiters look out for before inviting you, sending you a DM. These are the things that they first of all check your picture, then go to your headline. Okay, then your talks about, then your content, even your about section. These are the things that they pay attention to. If they are not in order, there's 80% probability that you're not going to be getting the job. So it's very important that you pay attention to optimizing your profile on LinkedIn. Now, for the headline, it's just these things are very simple to do, but just like if you don't do it, you're going to be missing out on a lot. Okay, for the headline, you are going to be focusing on. I think the format I use that has been working for me is what you do, who you do it for, and how you do it. What you do, who you do it for, and how you do it. I'm a social media content marketer. Okay, I help founders, CEOs create content that attracts, nurture, and converts target audience into buying customers. That is my own headline. So it's very clear. So for anybody any founder coming to me knows that, okay, this lady is going to help me create content that will attract, nurture, and convert my own target audience into buying customers. They're going to be turning those that will be reading my content into buying customers. That's basically what I'm going to be doing for them. It's clear. So, as an educator, you're going to be crafting your headline in such a way that anybody that will be seeing the headline will know exactly what you are offering. You have to make it very clear. Don't overcomplicate things, and don't just go there and write, I'm a teacher, I'm an educator. I even saw one yesterday, God is the greatest. I wonder what is that? I wonder. I wonder. So you have to make your headline very clear. Let them get the message so that it will even help you as a brand, differentiate the stones from the sharp from the main thing. So people coming to you knows that, okay, this lady is a social media content marketer. Okay, she deals with founders. Okay, I'm not a founder. Let me go. That's it. It's as simple as that. Now to your display picture for LinkedIn is just your headshot. It has to be very professional. LinkedIn is a professional um, platform, so you're not just going to use your pastor's profile there. As a matter of fact, this thing, if you use your pastor's picture, LinkedIn is very strict. If they notice that your face does not correspond with your activity, they are going to restrict your account. I have it's not even it's not my friend, but it's someone that I really respect there on LinkedIn. She's not a Nigerian. Her name is Lara Costa. She was actually restricted on LinkedIn because, according to them, her DP, her display picture doesn't look like her. That was their reason for restricting her. Why? According to her, I think the kind of makeup she made there is not really her normal makeup. So you see how strict the platform can be. If you're not serious, they don't take on serious people. They don't take, so if you're coming to LinkedIn, make up your mind you're coming for business and you have to be serious about doing business. They are ready to give you as many leads as possible if you are serious about what you do. Okay, so it's just going to be headshot, very clear that people can see you. All right, at first glance they should be able to see you. Now to your LinkedIn banner. Your LinkedIn banner is not just going to be maybe your name and your picture. Optimize it as well. Make known who you are, who you serve, and how you serve them, just like your headline. Some people go for asking thought-provoking questions. Okay, let me say as a social media content marketer, I can say, do you want to be seen? Click here for more information. Those kind of catchy questions. And okay, you can also, go for another strategy, which is highlighting the problem your target audience usually have, and now ask them a question. Do you need this solution? Click here or send a DM. A very workable CTA. I mean, CTA is call to action for those that do not know. A very actionable CTA. You make sure your banner is very well optimized. Now to your talks about section, talks about like the word says is what you are going to be talking about as a brand. What you're going to be talking about as a brand. Are you talking about, and these things has to be derived from your niche. As an educator, you can say, okay, fine, I'm going to be targeting secondary school students, from ages 18 to, no, 18 should be graduated. I don't know. I'm not a teacher, classroom teacher, so I don't really know their age bracket. But okay, let's
Okay,
assume you
so
are targeting.
I think we have from 11, 12 to 16 max.
uh, Okay, if that it means that you are not going to be targeting them because they are not on LinkedIn. Most of them, the children of nowadays they are everywhere. But if you're going to be getting the main Jews, you are going to be targeting their parents. Okay, so you are going to be talking about just once you know who you are talking about, I mean your target audience are, you know your content pillars, and those are the things you are going to fix there as your talks about. As a social media content marketer, my talks about is content strategy, personal branding, lead generation, those things that are related to what I do as a social media content marketer. I help brands generate leads. So talking about lead generation, I help brand develop content strategy. So I'm going to be talking about content strategy. I help brand talk about personal branding. So I'm going to be talking about them. Those are the things that my followers are going to be attracted to. You get? So they are not. I'm not going to be talking about a whole lot of things. I'm just going to be talking about these things, and it's advisable you go for at least, at most, three. It's advisable so that your audience don't get confused at the point. You can extend it to four, but for me personally, I think three is okay. I talk about content strategy, I talk about lead generation, I talk about content writing. All right. So those are the things I create my content on. Those are the things I build my content from. Those are the areas I generate my content ideas from. If I want to build my social media content calendar, I focus on this major area. So there's nothing wrong with, once in a while you do freestyle, talk about something that is, really not your structured content. There's nothing wrong with that. But basically, you should be known for this particular thing, these things. Okay. So that is what it is. For your about section, you know, this thing on LinkedIn, I've noticed that some people go for, when it comes to the about section, they go talking about their profile, their achievements. I'm a co-founder of, I graduated from so university. I had so many awards. Seriously, that is not it's not what your clients are looking for. Remember, in this business, everybody is looking out for him or herself. So you're just going to be making everything about your profile, about your target audience. When they come to your profile, they should be seeing things about them, not about you. So your social media, your LinkedIn about section should be about them too. So what do? Use the PASS framework. I call it PASS. Oh, I call it PASS. PAS. Problem, agitate, solution. Problem, agitate, solution. All right. So you are, first of all, you are going to present, to describe their problem for them. You are going for secondary school students, okay, that don't know mathematics. Okay, you now tell the parents now the dangers of their children in secondary school not knowing mathematics, and they are about to face WAEC. Describe it, make it big. You understand? Make it, describe it. Then that should be the first stage, describing the solution. All right. The second stage is agitating, which means shake them with your words, make them feel like, if I don't hire this person, my son is going to fail WAEC if I don't hire this person. And it's true, this boy is in SS2 already, and he's not doing well in math. So what do? I have to hire this person in particular, send them shivering, make them shiver, make them know that there is a problem, and if you don't solve it now, bigger problem is going to come. That's what it is. So you have to present the problem to them, agitate it. Then when you agitate it, you then come with the solution. I mean, secondary school teacher that do this. You're okay. Sorry. The first one should be your how would you feel if your secondary school student, if your son in secondary school fail his WAEC or fail his mathematics, or have his mathematics some way above, below requirement? What How will you feel paying WAEC fee twice? How will you feel this? Okay, now this is the precaution, the um penalty for failing this. This is emotionally, this is what your son is going to be feeling. This is how he's going to be feeling. This is how his peers will perceive him. This is his mates would have gone before him. He may be emotionally damaged. Those kind of things. Just make them describe the problem very well. Then at the bottom, talk about how you can help them solve that problem. Talk about how you're going to help them solve that problem. So your about section is not a place where you talk about your greatest achievements. There's a calling for that on LinkedIn. You can put as many awards that you have. You can put about you talk about your education, the university you went to, Oxford, you went to Harvard. Yeah, there's a place for that, but not on your about section. Okay, so service page is generally where you talk about what you do. You present your testimonial, talk about your previous work if you have. Okay, so those are that service page is a place where recruiters go through your target audience or leads. Now go to confirm, whether you are legit or not. So you are going to optimize that place as well. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, ma, we can.
All right, all right. Okay. Let's go to how to structure your content strategy. Content strategy. Okay, we've finished optimizing. So the next one is your content strategy. Like I said before, your content is the main thing here. After optimizing, okay, just like someone that opens a shop, okay, you built a beautiful shop, all right, and you painted it beautiful color, aesthetics, and all of that. Your decor is superb, and everything is intact. But then, when your people that want to buy things enter the shop, they see nothing to buy. So your content is the main thing, and you have to pay 100% attention to it. Now, you have to, before creating your content, you're not just going to go there and create just about anything. You're not going to get results from that practice. So the best thing to do is to sit down with your pen and paper. That is, if you're like me, that go traditional. Whenever I want to plan, I plan with my paper and pen. Do you do that as well? Okay.
I think it
All
works
right.
for me too. It works for me, especially when it's my to-do list, a daily to-do list. I prefer
Exactly.
to take my short sticker, that's short sticker journal. I'll just be ticking.
Exactly.
As I'm doing it, I'm ticking it. As I'm doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know, some people think some things cannot just be digitalized. For me, some things that particular thing can't just be digitalized. Seriously, I love it. I love doing digital when it comes to planning my day. Thinking, anything strategizing. I do it on paper and pen while I switch off notification on my phone. Right, so to structuring your content strategy, you have to set clear brand goals. Your content should be rooted in your goal as a brand. Okay, you've opened a profile on LinkedIn. What next? What do you want to achieve here? What is your goal? Do you want, okay, at this stage you are on this platform, what do you want? Do you want um awareness, which should be the first thing you will be going for, right? Do you want to just sell immediately, which is not advisable? Do you want to increase your following? Okay, which is also advisable too. So, what do you want to do? You have to set that goal, make it clear, and run with it. Okay, now create your uh, uh, um, a good content calendar. If you're online, you know what a content calendar is. It's going to, a content calendar makes your work very easy. Instead of waking in the morning and thinking, what am I going to post this morning? I don't know if does anyone have that problem. Am I the only one on the table?
I think one way or the other, this has happened to every one of us, where you get, when you get everything get clustered together, especially when you're starting your week
Mhm.
and you've not prepared, you're like, what do I want to? You're not cracking up. At that time, you won't even get anything to say.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Or like
Thank
when
you.
you
So,
already planned it, probably during the
exactly.
weekend. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. Okay, so that is it. That is it. That is what good content calendar, excuse me, does for you. It helps you, shift away unnecessary stress because thinking about what to create immediately is stressful, especially if you're working with someone like me that works with other brands. How do I begin to think of content Monday morning for 5, 6, 7 people? So I create content, individual content for them, for myself, for them. I go as far as creating a spreadsheet for them. Each of them have their spreadsheets. I place link to the doc file. So once I click on the link, I'm getting their content, copy, paste on their platform. Go ahead with the other things I have to do for that particular brand. So it makes your work easy if you work with good content calendar, and it's not very difficult to make. It's not very difficult to make. Give it your time and you are there. Okay, so the third thing is
Sorry,
decide on the goal.
do you have anyone you have that we can see? Probably drop the comment box for us.
You said?
I said I don't know. Do you have any Google Doc calendar? You just said you talked about the Google Doc calendar now. I said, do you have anyone we can see? Probably you drop the link to the comment so that people can see and know what you're talking about, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to. All right, just now. Do you mean I should do it now or maybe later? I can't hear
Yes, ma.
you.
Yeah, sorry, ma. I muted. Sorry. I said yes. You can continue now. Maybe before the end of the conference, you just drop the link for us. Thank you, ma.
All right, all right. So let's move on to the third one, which is deciding on the voice to stick to as a brand. As a brand, you have to know what you want people to know you for. Okay, do you want to be strictly professional with your words? You don't want any kind of humor. Okay, you're going professional, strictly professional. Do you want to add humor from once in a while, crack joke on LinkedIn. People crack joke on LinkedIn. I hope you know. Okay, so you want to crack joke on LinkedIn, infuse humor in your content. Do you want to, what do you want? What voice do you want to stick to as a brand? Right? Yeah. If you choose professional, you have to flow with professional all through. If you choose to go humor, you have to know how to use your humor because there are things you say on LinkedIn that will just backfire. LinkedIn is a very dicey place. So if you don't understand your target audience very well, a lot of things that you do might just be fighting against you without your notice. Okay, so you have to be very, very um, um, pay good attention to it. Okay, so the last one is deciding your posting days and time. Like I told you before, your target audience determine when you post and the days you post. Okay, as a beginner, I I advise 5 days a week if you know you have the time for it. Post as much as you can. Quality content only. Target audience driven content only. Post Monday to Friday and even Saturday, Sunday if you can. All right. But as you grow, you're going to be getting clients, right? So you will not be having so much time, all right, except you're going to be scheduling. And even if you schedule, there's an engagement plan that you have to follow. You understand? So if you're not going to be there to engage, I advise that you don't post. Yeah. So you have to stick to the one you can do as a brand. Three 3 times a week is actually good, but something below 3 times a week is not good for your brand. You're not going to be growing as much as you want to. Okay, so let's move on to onto this. Okay, tips for your content creation. Tip for your content creation. Um, in content creation, we have something like we call conversion funnel. Conversion funnel. Now, conversion funnel is, we call it TOFO, MOFO, BOFO. I don't know if anyone have heard saw anything about this before. We call it conversion funnel. Now, let me explain. TOFO is top of the funnel, top of the funnel. And in top of the funnel, what you're going to be creating are posts for awareness. If you are new on LinkedIn, your first month at least should be dedicated to creating awareness posts. What are you going to be creating? You can create content on your personal stories related to your offer on LinkedIn, related to what you do on LinkedIn. Don't just go and there are some personal stories you shouldn't share online. I don't really advise people that come online and say just about anything just to chase clout and all of that. No, your personal stories that you're going to be sharing online is or are stories that relate to what you do online. Okay, so you can create personal content on your personal stories. You can share educational content based on your content pillars, all right, your offer and all of that. You can jump on trends, industry trends, not just anyhow trend. LinkedIn is not Facebook. You can come, and that's why I love LinkedIn. It's very, very quiet and focused, that you will not hear stories of very dark man said this about Iyabo. You're not going to be hearing. Even Davido did wedding. We didn't hear any of that on LinkedIn. Guys, it's very peaceful. Okay. So is that serious?
What
But we
about
love it.
Sharon's wedding? You didn't hear
We
that?
didn't. We didn't. It was a peaceful place. We enjoyed our days. Normally, if you are coming to LinkedIn, you are coming there for business. That does not mean you will not have fun. You are going to be having fun, but business is business. If you want to catch fun, come to Facebook, come to YouTube, and all of that. Okay, so create content that attracts people to you, attract people to you. We are playing with the KLT factor, know, love, and trust. Yeah. So at this stage, you have to let them know who you are, talk about you in a way that interests them, in a way that makes them understand that okay, you are in to help them do this. It has to be everything all about them. Make it all about them. All right, now to the middle of the funnel, which is more for, you're going to be creating content about how to guide, how to do this, how to if you are a um, secondary school teacher, focusing on parents on from secondary school. You're going to be talking about how to help them with their primary school. Now you're going to be talking about how to help them with their self-study, how to help them with their homeworks, how to you understand those kind of contents that you know pushes them to action. Okay, so those are the contents you're going to be sharing. Made them know who you are. Okay, so that content now will make them middle of the funnel content will help them to love you. You are giving them value, so they will definitely love who you are and what you do. Okay, so they have to know you, they have to love you. Right now, for you to get them to trust you well enough to give them your money, there's it's different. It's different. It's one thing to get them to know you and love you, and it's way bigger something to make them to bring out their money and give to you. So that is where both will come into play. Bottom of the funnel, you share your testimonial, you share your case study, how you worked with a certain client that has the same problem they have, how you were able to convert them from this to that. You get, so this kind of content will help them say, oh, she has done something like this before. It means that if I give her my money, I will not be mistaken. I will not lose my money. It means I'm going to get value for my money. They are trusting you now, and the more frequent you do this, the more they trust you. So share a lot of testimonials. Don't hold them. People will think you are bragging, but it's okay to brag, please. As long as that bragging is bringing money into your pocket, as long as you are saying the truth, as long as you're not, cooking the testimonials up, share as much as possible. Whenever you work with any client, ask for testimonial because they are going to help you a lot on this stage. Okay, so let's move. I think we've taken a lot of time. You're not giving me time, oh, I don't know.
I actually dropped a message for you. It's time already.
Wow, I didn't. Okay, so let me just rush over it. I think we
No
are all
problem.
done. Let's just rush over it. Now, how to create a convenient engagement plan. Coming to engagement plan. Engagement is everything on LinkedIn. If you don't engage, you're not going to get anything. Engagement is even more than it is on Facebook. Engagement is everything on LinkedIn. You have to engage to be seen. You have to engage to increase your impression, to increase your visibility. So, how do you engage well? Because there's one thing to engage and it's one thing to engage well. It's another to engage well, sorry. So, how do you engage well? First of all, um, search for your ICPs, your ideal customer profile, people that you are targeting. Once you search for them using LinkedIn search tool, which I'm on LinkedIn, I don't know if I can share more than one screen. Okay, so LinkedIn search tool, you'll see that once you open LinkedIn, you're going to see the LinkedIn search tool there. So if you are dealing with okay, take for myself for instance, I deal with founders. I need to bring out everything for me. Post. Once I click on founders, I click on people, they're going to be bringing out founders, their profiles for me. And I go through their profiles and okay, and if this one is for me, okay, I go inside his profile, click on his activity. That is if you're using a system, if you're using a system, you see the activity link. You get to see the activity link there. You click on the link, open a spreadsheet. Now, I don't know if this will suffice for, okay, this is my, this picture here is my engagement spreadsheet. Once I take that link, the activity link, I put it here. I call it my LinkedIn pipeline. Okay, I put it here. So it helps me with engagement. Once I schedule my post on LinkedIn, once my post go on, all right, I come back to this spreadsheet. Once I click on that link, it takes me directly to that person's profile. So I am engaging on that person. I have over, on this particular one, I have over 100. So it helps me to even keep tab on how many profile I'm engaging on. Okay, it helped me monitor my movement. how I my operation, how I do things. So once I click on this, it takes me directly scrolling on LinkedIn, and at some point gets lost. I use this method, and my engagement doesn't take me up to 20 minutes. I am done, and I engage even more than people that are going through scrolling and wasting their time. All right, so it's a very easy way to do your engagements.
Ma, we
All
didn't
right.
really get that. I wish you share your screen while you were doing that. I don't know if you can get maybe something recorded or something like that.
I don't have recorded. Oh, I don't. And I don't know if if I can share my screen again more than once.
I'm not sure. Okay. All right, just continue, ma.
Okay, that I just copied. I took the picture here. You know Google spreadsheet, right? I use Google spreadsheet. Okay, I get the link, and I transfer it to this spreadsheet, and it helps me. Okay. Once I click on, like I said, if I click on it, it takes me directly to that person's profile. I scroll down to the person's post. I engage on the person's post. I am leaving. Once I engage, I'm leaving immediately to another person. It saves me time. Most times I do my engagement 20, 30 minutes, depending on the number of people I want to engage on their post, and I get my results instead of just wandering about on LinkedIn, you know. All right. So that is it for engagement, as simple as that. But if you go it through it traditional way, you're going to spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on engagement. I'm serious about that. You can ask around. Engagement takes a whole lot of time. Okay. Now, if you build your profile very well, following the things I have said so far, you're going to be having something like this. This is my profile on LinkedIn. I have my banner, if you can see. This is my banner. It attracts, nurture, convert your target audience. Yeah. More authority to know more. Now, these are the things founders want to know. They want to attract, they want to nurture, they want to convert their target audience into customers. Okay. That is their need there. So I now use CTA, which is DM authority to know more. Now they are going to come into my DM and place authority. Once I see a message with authority, I already know, okay, this person wants to know more. And I go ahead, and it helps them that don't want to waste time with, initiating conversation. Once I see authority, I know what to do. I know how to initiate that conversation for them, helping the conversation process. I don't know if you're getting me. Okay, so this right here is my headline. I help business owners generate leads by positioning them as authorities in their niches using audience-tailored social media content. Now, this is my headline. Who I help? I help business owners. Okay, what do? I help them generate leads. Okay, how? By audience tailored social media content. It's that simple. Okay, and now added social media content marketer for those that doesn't to make it clearer. Let me put it that way. All right, so okay, here is my top content marketing voice. Hello, I'm a top content marketing voice, so I have to brag about it. It's not easy. Okay, all right. So if you did it well, you can see my picture is very clear, headshot, very clear. Anyone can see it, even if you're one that uses glass. It's very visible. So that is what it is. If you did your homework well, your profile will come out like this. If you scroll down, you're still going to see my service page and all of that, my offer and all of that. But I just screenshotted this, posted it here for you to get a glimpse of what you're going to be having if you did what I said very well. So this is it. This is it, guys. This is it. So if you have any question, let us rush over it. I am sure I've spent over how many minutes? But was it
Wow.
worth it? Was it
Yes,
worth
it's
it?
1 hour, not minutes. 1 hour.
Jesus.
Yes. I think it started around 12 12 or 12:11, so it's 1 hour already. Wow, but it's
Wow.
what it just like you said. I love the fact that you took your time, you took it slowly, and you made it more professional, and you also made it well explanatory. So that's a very great one. So
Thank
I'm
you.
requesting. I have two questions. So we have to. Okay, so drop your questions, ma. While I read it out to our speaker. So while I'm waiting for the question, so my concern, because this that you've just done, it's really a great and a broad topic entirely. LinkedIn is
Exactly.
something a lot of people, even me personally, are scared to launch into. And I know that LinkedIn, I remember my first should I say client from the US, I got it from LinkedIn. In fact, that time I've not even launched that. Okay, by the way, my name is Esther. My
I
name is
know.
Esther. Okay. And I am actually a teens coach. I'm a teens counselor. So I'm into
Okay.
teenagers. So when you were mentioning what age, that's why I was giving you back to back, is from 11 to
Okay.
so
Okay.
I'm into teenagers and young adults basically. So but when I launched out then I was able to get my first should I say clients, first person that was interested in what I was doing from LinkedIn. But something happened. I left LinkedIn, and now that you've come up, really, impressed to
Please, you
come
have
back.
to go back. You have to. You have to.
Yeah,
You don't have a
you're
choice.
right actually, because I realized that professionals, people that really know what they are doing, they are on LinkedIn. Sincerely, they
Yeah.
will come to LinkedIn, right, rather than going to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. So if you really want to
Exactly.
get the big gig, is on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So I'm going
Yeah.
to go back to LinkedIn. It's a lot of
Please
sometimes
do.
this thing gives me a headache. But I think we have you now.
There's nothing so difficult about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not
Okay.
difficult. People are just making it look huge, but it's not.
Yeah, I
It's
think it's
not.
because a lot of people don't want to be, should I say, serious or more professional? Let me put it that way. So they feel that,
Okay.
I think it's just me. I'm also inclusive actually. So I feel most people, they want to just do things at the time they like and just expect results and all of that. Facebook, whether
Okay.
you post now, you still get your results. So but it's a good one that you're telling us. I've learned a lot. But I would like us to that link that I said you should help us drop in the comment box so that you can see that's the Google, I think the Google Doc sheet. So we like that. And I wish you have this training recorded, like you were sharing
Okay.
your screen for the
Let me
how to
see. Let me
set up.
see.
Okay. How to set up your profile. If we can have a video recorded, I would really love it. How to set up your profile
Okay.
as a beginner on LinkedIn. If you can have that, it will really be of great, because you were not able to share all the processes we're doing, the tool and all of that. So that's that. We actually have a question here that I'm going to read out while you help us check the link. Okay, this question is coming from Janice Joseph Adedeji. Thank you so much, Ma, for this question. She said that, is it possible for a Muslim who covers her face in her profile picture to be restricted because her face is covered? Now, Ma,
Hmm.
before you answer the question, Ma, Janice, I don't. I really want to be clear about. Sorry. I really want to be clear about this. Is it cover like this, or that use hijab? I really want to
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
because if
Exactly.
you are
I wanted
using
to ask
something like,
you this one.
if you are Elea, I think they call them Elea. So if you are covering your face, I'm not sure that will be accepted. So please drop in a comment, but let's be clear. Is it that you are using hijab? If you are using hijab, your face is still showing. But I don't know why we wait for that. Or do you want to say anything on that? You can go ahead, ma.
Yeah, I wanted to ask the same question because we have a lot of hijab people. I'm
Sure.
friends with one of them. What's her name
Yeah,
again? She's also a content marketer. So she's
that's
normally
good.
on her hijab. It's only her face that you use. So this kind of hijab people. So she's really
Yeah.
well too. So if that's what
Mm-hmm.
she means, then there's no problem. As long as your
Yeah,
face is showing, there's no
yeah, sure.
problem.
Me too. I've seen people
But
like that that they are really, really doing well online. They have their job in as much as people can see you. People are really not, especially when it comes to LinkedIn, they are not particular about your body. They just want to see your face. Your face has to be showing. So that's that. She hasn't answered back.
Exactly. As far as you are okay. I don't know if she got the first question, the question we asked her
Okay,
back.
so
She dropped another
yeah,
one.
yes, she said that. So, ma, Jennings, please answer the question: is it to cover face or to just use hijab? So, our second question is this. She said, my second question is, I've been trying to verify my account for a while now, but my phone is not NCF compliant. What can I do? Please, I don't know what NCF is. Ma, do you know, ma? Please, I don't know.
I've not really encountered this problem.
Okay, so
NCF compliant.
okay.
Sure, I
I don't know
think
if
she
you
should
can.
use a basic Android phone.
Oh, oh, okay,
A basic Android phone can work with LinkedIn. I don't
okay,
know
okay.
what
So,
she means by NCF compliant, but okay, she said only her eyes showing. Okay.
no, I'm not sure.
Mm, she dropped.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I can see that. I'm not sure because that means the person is a layer. Just your
Can you hear
eyes.
me?
I'm not. Yes, we can hear you, ma.
Uh, uh,
Are you still there, ma?
mm, I'm here. I'm here. Maybe she should try. She should try because she can't just sit down. I think the layer something you said is more of tradition something,
Yeah.
right?
Mm,
Okay, so the person shouldn't just sit down and, you know, ignorant of what can happen, what is her possibility is right out there. So she should go ahead and maybe it's even help in branding her. You get so
yeah.
yeah, she should try. She should try it. She should try it.
Okay.
Yeah, she should.
She said something that my phone cannot read the chip on my international passport. I don't really understand that.
You can. Do you need international? You can use any other this thing
She can use her
process.
NIM.
You can use your NIN if you're in Nigeria, except you're
Yes,
outside.
NIM.
Even if you're outside, right? As long as you have that NIN, I think it works.
Yeah,
It works.
yes, 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 yes. Okay, so thank you so much. I
I'm
don't know.
actually looking for the link to my social media engagement. I mean, sorry, my content calendar
Okay,
on my drive.
okay. So, this is what we are going to do, ma'am. While you look for it, you can easily drop it in the speakers group so we can update it. We'll attach it to this video so that we can wrap up this session.
Oh,
It's past one already. We're supposed to close by one. So I don't think we have any
all
question.
right. So I'm
I
so
really want to
sorry.
say a big thank you, Ma. That was really, we really like appreciate your time. Thank you so much for all the
Wow.
values you dished
Thank
out
you.
free of charge, just like that.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
Without
you.
collecting
Thank you.
dollars. No worry, we are bringing our dollars from
I
the
mean,
Reform Teachers Academy. We want to
uh,
appreciate you. We really love you.
actually,
Thank you.
okay. I
You
actually
want to
have
say
a
something?
course. I actually have a course coming up. For yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you. I said I actually have a course coming up on
Okay.
how to navigate LinkedIn, yeah, content creation and all of that, how to win strategies you have to implement to win clients faster. Yeah. So if anyone is interested, they can reach out to me. It's not ready now, but it will be ready by the end of next month. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Thank you for coming on board this conference, Highly Sought After Educator 3.0. This is the third edition of it. We have it every year. And thank you for being a great impact to our educators out there. I really
All right.
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. So we come to the end of today's
All
conference.
right.
But before
Thank
then,
you.
I'll bring on Coach Medina to come and give our closing remark. Thank you. Coach, you're welcome.
Yeah, well done.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for Coach Julia. Thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate you. It's been, I've been on LinkedIn partially. I think for me, is because Facebook is like my primary platform. I've tried to explore other platforms. Everything you've known about me or you know about me not today has been from Facebook. Interestingly, this so far I've only gotten like one or two clients from LinkedIn. Every other client, every other thing, the award, the recognition, the job, the exploit, everything has been from Facebook. So I guess for me, but I'm on LinkedIn and I'm not doing badly, not doing badly. It's just that I just kind of find my feet easily on
Facebook.
Facebook. So I think that is another thing that is very important for us to know as we, especially because teachers sometimes get overwhelmed with all the social media thing. Start with what works for you first, then you can
Yeah.
explore other platforms. So start with what works for you. Facebook worked well for me. I'm also thinking about by next year maybe I'll definitely not fully but partially on you know. But thank you so much for the value. I had to kind of look at my LinkedIn when she was talking and be sure that, and I discovered that not doing badly with all the steps that she highlighted so that you brand yourself properly and attract the right client. Like she rightly said, LinkedIn is one platform that if you don't like noise, you want to show what you do, you want to show your expertise, and then you want to get results. You want to talk to the people that matters, like straight, direct. You just, stay on LinkedIn. No drama. Sincerely, no drama. In fact, on LinkedIn, when you make a post too long, there's a limit of words you can post. Your post can have. If it's too long, they will ask you to reduce it, edit it. So it's not for faint-hearted. Sometimes that 30 minutes that she's saying, I don't have it. I don't have the 30 minutes to engage. I think that's what chased me out of LinkedIn. The fact that I don't really have that much time to stay there. But these things can be worked around, and definitely so much value in one session. Thank you so much, Coach Juliet. We really appreciate. And thank you, Coach Janice. She was here yesterday. She's been here since we started this section, and then she's been of great help. Thank you so much for everybody that joined. Thank you for everybody that will be catching the replay. Thank you so much, Esther, for holding the fort. Thank you to everybody. I'm so grateful. I know that we wanted to do this live, like a physical event this year, and a lot came in. But hey, here we are, reaching more people from different part of the world, and yes, still making impacts. Hopefully, next year we should be able to pull the physical event together. So thank you so much. It's been an amazing session. I've enjoyed myself because of course I've been backstage and I've been listening to everything back to back. So if you what we do at the Teachers Reform Academy is that we help teachers become visible, profitable, and impactful. It's as simple. It's on those three core words that we stand. And we have a Facebook group, Teachers Reform Academy, on Facebook of over 7,000 teachers currently as of 2024, as of June 2024, because you might be watching this video 10 years after. So maybe by then we'll be like 100 and something. That's if Facebook's still there. Anyway, you can email us at teachersreformacademy@gmail.com. You can follow me up at Medinat Oyedele at on any platform like Google. So, I can follow also Esther at Esther Dioje across the social media platform. Thank you to all our speakers. Thank you to everybody behind the scene. A lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's been an amazing conference. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Ma. At the Teachers Reform, at the Reform Teachers Academy, we actually have some courses. Don't mind me. It's
I
only
know
Coach
what's
Melina
doing
that
you.
understand
I know
that.
what's doing
So let's just skip that part. Don't let me go into that. Okay, so we
you.
have some courses for teachers. We have the business of teaching. If you are someone that you don't really know how to monetize your expertise as a teacher, as an educator, this is the best course for you. We have the basic one and we have the advanced course. So you can just reach out to us, whether on Facebook or through Coach Medinat. She will tell you, give you details about the course. So the course is just for you to help you know what you're good at as an educator and how you can monetize that, how you can make money from what you know as an educator. You know so much as an educator, so don't limit yourself to just the four corners of the classroom. You can do more. And that is it. Also, we have our mentorship. You're coming out, you don't really know how to start, you want to go into personal, you want to sign up for personal development, personal branding. We also have mentorship for that. And you can reach out to Coach Medinat, or you reach out to me, or you reach out to us on any of our platform. Thank you so much once again. And I remain your host. So if you need a host for your event, every day you discover yourself every day. So if you actually need a host for your event, don't worry. Though I'm a classic host, I'm a classic coach and a compare classic one. I won't charge you too much, but you can reach out to me. I will host your event for you. And I'm also a teens coach. I help you build that values you want in your teenagers, and I take them to that level that they begin to impact their world. So thank you so much. She said I did well. Oh. Okay, so for your teenagers, you want to be their self-confidence, you want to be their self-esteem, you want them to realize the values in them. Teenagers, it's just values, helping them to get that value so that they can begin to work with it and become people of influence in their society. So I'm that one person to go to. You can reach out to me also on Facebook, Esther Adioje. Thank you so much for attending this year's conference, and the highly sought after educator is a wrap. 3 is a wrap. And on to the
It's
next. See,
4.0.
what am I
It's
saying?
4.0.
This is 2024, not 2023. Sorry.
Yes, we've come a long
4.0.
way.
We started 2021. Wow. That's a long. Coach, we should do anniversary. Oh. Okay, so next year, by God's grace, is going to be a fiscal one. So just look up to next year. Next year is going to be a bigger one. It's going to be better than this year. And in between, we have conferences also coming up. We have seminars coming up. Just watch out, follow our group, follow us on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on all our social media, and you will not regret it. Come and let's educate ourselves and grow. Thank you so much. I'll see you
Yes. And we
next
also
year.
have our podcast, the Profitable Teacher
Yeah.
Podcast, or the podcast station. You can listen their valuable content there. I'm specialized on French language learning and personal development for educators. So if this is any of what you would like to do, reach out to me across the social media platform, or just send a mail, medina@oyedelebrand@gmail.com. All right. So till we'll do this again, thank you and bye for now.